Another beautiful day in the city of Lagos, and you're watching the show Meet the Boss, brought to you by ConnectNigeria.com. I still remain your humble host, William Suzamba, and today we're reaching you live from somewhere in the city of Lagos called the Lagos Island. And we have a very unique brand on the show today. But before we get to who my guest today is, just keep the word piggy bank fresh in your mind. I shall be right back after this short commercial break. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to the show Meet the Boss, brought to you by ConnectNigeria.com. Before the short commercial break, I did tell you to keep the word piggy bank fresh in your mind. Well, today's show is going to be in twofold because we're going to be talking to two co-founders of the brand we're discussing today. Join me as I welcome Odunayo Iweni, one of the co-founders of piggybank.ng. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing us to your humble abode.
Thank you.
Good. Now let's go to the brand name, piggybank.ng. First and foremost, why the name piggy bank? Because growing up as a child, I used to remember what was associated with piggy bank. You're saving some little coin in a piggy-like kind of bank, and at a point in time, you smash it and use the money for whatever you choose. So how does that relate with your brand, piggybank.ng?
Well, it's exactly the same thing. That's why we named the company that, because what we essentially are doing is just digitizing the process of you saving in a box and then just taking that process and putting it on the internet. So that's why we decided to retain the name. So people have different words for it, but in Yoruba it's called Kolo. So we look at piggy bank essentially as a digital Kolo.
That's good. That's good. Now, at what point did you decide to come up with this laudable idea? It is a laudable idea because it's like bringing back some fresh, good old memories that a lot of us were used to doing back in the day. So, at what point did you come up with this idea?
So, in December 2015, we had just concluded the calendar year for our former startup, Push CV, and it turns out on social media, someone had broken her wooden box where she had saved 1,000 naira every day for a year. And my co-founder, Joshua, he sent that tweet to our group chat and was like, guys, we can do something around this. We can digitize this process. And so after like back and forth where we tried to poke holes in the idea and fine tune it, by mid-January of 2016, we had version 1 of the product. It was really that simple. We just started from a tweet.
Now tell me a bit about your co-founders. How many brains came about piggybank.ng?
Well, we are 3 co-founders, myself, and then I have Joshua, and then we have Sumto. Joshua is our head of marketing, Sumto is our CTO, CEO, and I head operations for the company. Okay.
And how has this synergies been so far? To start with, how did it even start?
Well, we all attended the same university, Covenant, and so we've been working together for, I think, about 8 years now. So we're friends first, then we became business partners.
Oh, 8 years.
Yeah.
So it's like that word, covenant. Like you guys ended up keeping a covenant with yourself.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Now, tell me how the acceptance has been so far, especially in the shores of Nigeria, Lagos, to start with.
It's amazing, really. When we started, we actually put it out in a blog post where we told ourselves if we are able to get 1,000 people to use this product, then that would be amazing. And so when we put it out in beta, our first user was actually the person who sold my co-founder his wooden box. So he became our user 0, and then the product just went out there. And the acceptance has been incredible, to say the least, especially because the product has strictly grown on the strength of the users liking it. So we haven't spent money on marketing. We've allowed the users to solely propagate the product. Tell us what you think, tell other people what you think, and then we've slowly grown from there.
Interesting. Your base of operation, is it just in Lagos, or you can tap into the services from all over Nigeria as a whole?
Well, that's the good thing about the internet, right? Like there's no like geographic limitation. So we're here in Lagos here, but our users come from all over Nigeria. And while a lot of them are from Lagos, really, it still stands to reason that we have people from Abuja, from Port Harcourt, from Borno State using the platform and just trying to like reach their targets and their responsibilities.
Good. One very interesting question that pops up in my head randomly is this issue of self-discipline. I mean, the conventional agolo or the conventional piggy bank, you put money in it. Sometimes you might still be a bit tempted to want to smash it and just use your money for some emergency. Now I'm now thinking a digitalized concept. What if somebody comes, a customer comes crying to me and tells you, "Heaven is falling on my head. I need my money."
So
How do you go around that issue? And
well,
have you had any?
we have quite a
Okay.
number. So the thing is that, first of all, with the platform, we try to take the burden of discipline from you as the user onto the platform itself.
Okay.
So what happens is you sign up, right? You add your account details, you add your card, you tell us, "I want to save 100 naira daily," right? And then we begin to debit your account based on that instruction. Now, the great thing about it is we enforce discipline because we have just 4 withdrawal days in a year for free. So users are allowed to withdraw once for free every quarter, right? Outside of those days, you can access your funds, but we'll charge you a 5% early withdrawal fee on the amount you want to take out. So we've seen that either allows people to leave the money there because the need is not that great, or 5% is small enough that you can bear that penalty and access the funds. And on some very rare occasion, when you meet your target, which is great, and it's a withdrawal day, then you get all your money for free.
Lovely concept, I must say. I didn't think towards that angle, but lovely concept.
Thank
lovely
you.
concept.
For us, for the next couple of months, I would say in the next few weeks actually, we're launching a new feature called Smart Target. Smart Target is basically like a group savings feature. So for the past 2 years, we have been basically just an individual savings platform where someone can just come create a personal account. But going forward, we realized that in our quest to make people more financially responsible, they basically save better when they're in groups, and this has long been confirmed. Ajo Isusu has been in existence since forever. People in companies, people in offices, people in schools, they do this on a regular basis. So we're pretty much taking that idea and refining it a bit to make it easier for the upwardly mobile user, as millennials in general. So for the next couple of months, we're going to be going hard on that product. There's a lot we can achieve with that, and then a whole bunch of things coming up eventually. So what that product allows us to do is enhance the platform. So we can easily go into loans, we can easily go into insurance, we can easily go into pensions. So what we're building basically, it's like a digital financial warehouse where we act as a distribution channel for banks or other financial institutions. So we have the platform, we have millennials on our platform who trust us or who have trusted us for some time now. So if we tell them, okay, go pay your insurance here, it's easy for them to do, or invest. Since you've been able to save up, for instance, 200,000 naira in your piggy bank account, you can invest part of it here. So they would easily take our recommendation over any other thing, and that's what we're really trying to achieve within the next couple of years.
Interesting. Now, can you tell us, are there methods or procedures that you're putting in place to actually get this out there to the general society, general public? Because it's one thing to have a laudable concept, it's another thing to get people out there to know about what you're doing.
Yeah. So for a very long time, we have relied heavily on word of mouth. Why? Because we don't necessarily believe in spending too much money on above the line marketing when you've not figured out, your product. You've not achieved product market fit. There's no point spending all that money. If not, it's going to be a waste eventually. So first things first, I usually say your marketing is in the product.
Yes.
Make sure your product works such that someone can tell somebody else about the product. And when that person tells the next person about the product and the next person tries it out, it actually works in such a way that that next person can tell another person about it. I mean, this doesn't remove the fact that we're going to do a lot of advertising. There's also going to be a lot of, campus stores, NYC camps, and all those kind of things. Trying to get into offices, there's going to be the basic stuff, but I would say the fundamental part of marketing for us is ensuring that the product works as it has been advertised. The basic challenge we're having, and we'll probably always continue to have, is managing customers' expectations. Right? So we run a business, but we don't control the entire value chain. Right? You rely on some infrastructure, you rely on the banks, and they're not really 100%, to be very honest. But then you still have to take responsibility for any lapses in those infrastructures. So because we're a consumer-facing business, they don't care about who you're relying on. They only care about you. So if there's any issue, they face you directly. But what we've tried to do is ensure that our customer service process is very seamless. We try. I love listening to customers myself. So sometimes I'm even on the phone personally, listening to what customers are having issues with and trying to figure out how best to solve their issues. So we've tried to focus on providing that excellence in customer service. So even if you're having an issue, there's someone there to talk to you, to try to guide you, across. And that's one thing most companies fail to do at the beginning stage. For the first 2 years, I was the person handling customer service. I didn't want to hire anybody because I wanted to understand what exactly. And I'll say that worked. That really worked for us because you're the owner of the business, but then you're also getting real-time feedback from your customers, and you can easily create new products that actually, cater to the needs of the customers. Yeah. So for us, there will always be challenges. I mean, as regards hiring staff, all those kind of things, people trusting the brand. Trust is also a major challenge. They just don't trust a young set of guys coming to say, come and give me your money, I'll help you save it. Yeah. They just don't trust it. They expect you to be, old with white beards and a big tummy. But fortunately, we're young people, we just saw an opportunity and we decided to execute on it immediately. And building trust has a lot to do with staying power. So ensuring that we have a sustainable business, not just building a business because it's fancy to build a startup these days. Ensuring that you're actually making real revenue and you can stay in business for the next 100 years. The business can actually outlive you. So building that trust has to do with basically delivering on your promises. Making sure that if you tell the customer, I'll give you 10%, you give the customer 10%. If you tell the customer, I'll give you your money in 3 hours, you give the customer's money in 3 hours. So it's basically ensuring that you meet all your promises. So I feel like that's like basic business.
Let's talk a bit on the corridors of the SME industry as a whole. Yeah. You are an SME, piggybank.ng is an SME. How would you rate the SME culture in Nigeria?
It's growing. The SMEs are the lifeblood of a nation, right? They have the ability to create jobs and reduce unemployment in the country. SMEs are huge. I would say that they hold the key to a lot on the economy, right? There's a very big influence, and I feel like a lot of attention needs to be paid to them. As regards one of the issues most of them face today is lack of funds. So for us, we're lucky, I would say. We're lucky because someone saw the potential, or a group of people saw the potential in our business and decided to put their hard-earned money into the business and say, okay, I'm willing to bet on these guys to take this product to the next level. So not a lot of people have that luxury. Not a lot of people know people, in quote. So I believe there needs to be something done. There's a lot of work going on. There's a lot of institutions, a lot of things that are going on to actually help.
You say the government are helping well enough?
Not as much, but a lot more can be done in terms of providing an enabling environment. Operating in Nigeria as a business is hard. It's tough. There's something hitting you from somewhere. There's one bill hitting you from where. It's hard. And then you're trying to get a business off the ground. It's hard because you really don't know what is going to happen in the next minute. The government can come up with one policy and that's pretty much the end of your business. But I feel like a lot more attention needs to be paid to SMEs. There's a lot that can be harnessed if the SMEs can actually have a very good environment to work in, there's access to capital, there's a proper safety net for SMEs to rely on. Yeah, that's pretty much the help.
Well, Joshua, it's been nice talking to you guys today, and we wish you guys all the very best.
Appreciate it.
Remember, you can watch the full version of this interview on our website, www.connectnigeria.com/CNTV. And you can also follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Connect Nigeria on those handles. Also remember, you want us to bring someone interested on this show, just drop us an email, follow us on social media, tell us the person of your interest, and we'll do our best to bring that person your way. I still remain your humble host, William Tuzumba, telling you to continue to tune into this network, to this channel, for all your interesting and inspiring interviews that will motivate you and change your life. And as I always say before I go in each episode of the program, continue to keep a positive mind, and the sky might just be the beginning of your success. Bye, guys.